Modulation pedals are one thing. Sometimes what you're really after is movement. For the first guitar in there, I'm using the rotary effect. And then for the second guitar, I'm over on the vintage setting. This little pedal has come up a couple times in the comments, and I got around to thinking, hey, I have one of those things, so thanks for reminding me. Here's the quick rundown. We start with 3 modes: vintage, modern, and rotary. That little pause in between the modes is the ones and zeros rearranging themselves because this is a digital pedal, in case that's a deal breaker for you. Being a modulation pedal, we've got speed and depth, plus they even give us a mix knob as another way of setting how intense or subtle we want the effect to be. Worth noting that even when you're changing speeds with this knob, there's a ramping up and down, which is kind of a nice little bonus. To round things out, we've even got a 2-in-1 down here for tone and drive. Yeah, that drive isn't really what we're used to, but it's pretty typical for what you find on a rotary pedal. It sounds pretty similar on the vintage mode, though in modern, it's got this haunting lo-fi flavor that I kind of like. I mentioned back on the video for the Jackson Audio New Wave how essential I think it is for a speed or rate ramping function is for modulation effects, especially tremolo, but especially rotary. And I'm pleased to discover that by holding down the foot switch down here, we can ramp the pedal's oscillation up to its highest speed for each setting for as long as we hold it down. It's not as flexible as some other pedals. I wish it took a little more time to get where it's going, but it's a really powerful tool for live performances. I'm glad it's there. Now, confession time. I bought this pedal like a year and a half ago, and I'm sure I took it out of the box. I played with it for a little while, but it's just been sitting here ever since. And I think I just assumed, all right, it's a vibrato pedal, and that's it. Now, in my defense, this is really small lettering, and part of it is covered up by this washer. But this little switch and the tiny text that goes along with it is really key to understanding why the Ventura Vibe is so amazing. It says vintage modern rotary, but it really translates to univibe, pitch-based vibrato like a VB2, and Leslie rotating speaker. I suppose there are a few hard and fast definitions in the effects world. Delay is when there's a delay, usually mixed in with a copy of that original something that's being delayed. Tremolo is a repeated modulation of a signal's amplitude. Vibrato is a repeated modulation of something's pitch. Chorus is vibrato mixed in with the original effect. But even within there's a few points that could really use some sharpening. Fender has the distinction of labeling the tremolo effect on their amps as vibrato. And the thing you use to wiggle the pitch of a guitar is commonly called a tremolo. So it's real easy to see how someone could get confused in there. But even with all that squared away, vibrato actually forks out into two main approaches. There's pitch-based vibrato and phase-based vibrato. They're both tongue twisters. I hate when I have to say them in videos because I keep messing them up. But they're two different approaches worth talking about. It's like when someone thinks they're being really specific by saying Carolina-style barbecue. All right, are we talking North Carolina barbecue or South Carolina barbecue? Because those are two different things. Pitch-based vibrato is typically done with bucket brigade or digital delay chips where the delay time is modulated to vary pitch. That's how the VB2 and everything that copies it goes about making that effect. Another approach to vibrato involves using all-pass filters, similar to what you find in a phaser, and we use those to create little peaks and pockets of frequencies which get moved around back and forth. So the actual pitch isn't changing, but we still hear a shift in there. If we take the recipe for a phaser and tweak it around a little bit, that lands us in univibe territory. And univibe is what we're going for in the vintage mode. This is a Univibe pedal. You can tell because it says so. Dunlop, and by proxy MXR, own the trademark to the Univibe name, so they can call their Univibe pedals Univibes. Other manufacturers have to be a little sneaky about it in their branding or only mention the legendary Univibe in the instructions. Now, with rotary, there's really no rules for rotary. It's essentially a modulation casserole. And if I ever get my own signature rotary effect pedal, that's what I'm calling it. Pedal builders, feel free to reach out to me for this amazing licensing opportunity. But as of right now, the Boss RT20 is my absolute all-time favorite rotary. I love the way it sounds. I love the flexibility it gives on the rotating speaker and the rise and fall time. And there's definitely something to be said about the Hypno wheel up here. Yeah, this pedal is a feast for the senses, but the Ventura Vibe's rotary mode definitely has it going on as well. The reason I showed the Ventura Vibe back to back with those other pedals wasn't to show how it sounds exactly like the VB2 or the Univibe, because it doesn't. It's doing its own thing. Rather, I just want to show that this isn't a single effect with minor variations. It really is a 3-in-1 pedal based around a central theme, vibrato. And if you're settled in on a favorite chorus and a drive and a delay and a reverb, and you want to branch out into the vibrato rotary side of things, this is a fairly attractive option. Awesome pedal. I'm really digging the candy apple red finish. I kind of wish I hadn't slept on it for so long, but glad we were able to put this video together in a little deep dive. And if you want to see more like this, please hit subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one.